Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update for Wednesday, October 12th, 2016. And today in our Tech News Update, well, it's very interesting. Samsung, kind of a report from inside Samsung, seems to say that Samsung does not know why the Note 7 phones actually catch fire or explode. And they tried in their own labs to recreate the problem with several devices, and they were never able to do so. So Samsung is kind of at a loss here at what's happening. And that could explain why Note 7s are basically just, they just decided to stop selling them because they have no idea why it does that. So that's kind of scary also at the same time because, all the engineers and everybody that designed this phone must probably have an idea. And I would guess somebody at the company might have an idea, but they haven't just been able to recreate that problem. So it's kind of interesting, and it shows you how very, very difficult all this technology can be to master and to have it working right. These are complex devices, and even a big company like Samsung might not be sure, but I'm sure eventually we'll kind of have an idea. Well, they'll be looking at devices and say, okay, this is what's happening. And talking about Samsung, many analysts are saying that Samsung should now probably decide to drop the Note 7 or the Note brand because they had many types of phones, and of course some of their most popular are the Galaxy line of phones. Note phones were actually popular, and the Note 7 was to be a really great phone. But because of all that was happening, analysts seem to say, well, I think Note should be dropped for a name because people will now, even if you do a Note 8, they'll just associate the Note phones with the problems, and that Samsung should simply focus on its Galaxy brand that is going well, basically. Well, Western Digital, it took a lot of time, but they are finally in the SSD drive market. Western Digital is the biggest maker of hard drives in the world, and they were not in the SSD drive side, but they, of course, acquired SanDisk many months ago. And of course, the idea behind acquiring SanDisk, which is one of the basically the number one maker of flash drives, was, of course, to get into the SSD business. Western Digital did say we have to go into the SSD business because solid state drives are the future, and there is a lot of demand for solid state drives. So basically, they have two models, the green and the blue model. The green model is the entry level model. It's a little slower than the blue model, which is more of a mainstream model of solid state drive. And I think that's going to be a welcome move, as it's one of the very well known brands in the hard drive market. Well, if you haven't updated your Windows PC yet, please do so, as latest reports show that at least 5 of the Windows updates yesterday are critical, meaning that it's very important to do an update right now. And Microsoft did say that some of these flaws are already exploited in the wild, and that bad guys are using it or using the flaws in the Windows core to actually try to inject ransomware and malware throughout PCs. So if you haven't done so, please update your machines. And yes, it will be a little weird for Windows 7, Windows 8 users, which will have something called like a monthly update or something like that, which is basically the same as the Windows 10 cumulative updates that now mean that there's one big update for the PC instead of having, like 12 or 15 different updates as usual. And of course, there's one that is important to fix also. There's a flash flaw. There's a security flaw in the flash player that's updated at the same time. So check out your Windows updates on your computers. It should be available. iOS 10 is now on 54% of devices. That's what we've learned today. iOS 10 is slower than the other models or the other operating systems in getting its update, but it is working, and now it seems that iOS 10 is at 54% of devices. So that's pretty nice and very interesting to know. So, but it's slower. You know, you see that the adoption rate of the iOS 10 operating system on iPads and iPhones is not as fast as the previous versions. And finally, as we want to get Android 7 on our devices, like I'm waiting for it on my Galaxy S7, well, the Android operating system Nougat is now already gone to 7.1. It's now at a new version, 7.1. And so that's, interesting because these updates are there, the newer operating systems are there, but almost nobody gets these on any of their phones. So, that's the sad side of the Android operating system. Having updates are very, very difficult to get. So this was the Tech News Update for Wednesday, October the 12th, 2016. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. If you have any, problems that you want to share with us or anything that you might want to see in videos, please do so. And by subscribing, you'll know when new videos are online. Thank you so much for following us on this channel.